Welcome to Unfinished Business. This is our second episode. We're going to be doing this weekly. A little deep dive into everything dirty side of sports, kind of. Connor, welcome back. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing real well. How you doing?
Good. Connor got a legit setup now. He's 100% ready to go. You look good. We're matching today.
Ready to go.
We planned
we called each other last night.
Okay, so we haven't talked since 2 weeks, and a lot has happened. So let's dive into Aaron Hernandez. What do you got for me? Because I know little bits here and there, but I feel you got the inside scoop.
Well, Aaron Hernandez never murdered anybody. That's the crazy part. You know, he just got absolved of all murder charges. A judge in Massachusetts yesterday said she couldn't go against the law, which basically states that if your appeal process is still going on, even if you were a convicted murderer, if you died while that appeal process wasn't exhausted, you're innocent. So Aaron Hernandez is an innocent man right now. Well, obviously he's not even a man, but he's not.
So I saw a whole bunch of stuff that the Patriots now might have to pay him out because of some kind of clause in his contract. Yeah. He's not a murderer.
Technically, if he is innocent in the eyes of the law, the Patriots never had any reason to let him go. So what was remaining of his contract, his $40 million contract that he signed in 2012, I believe, was $6 million. So that would go to his estate, which is his fiance and his 4-year-old daughter. The Patriots, depending on what happens in the appeal case for this, because prosecutors are appealing it, the Patriots could be liable to pay $6 million to his fiance and his daughter.
And I feel like a lot has happened. I don't know if there's other stories we've missed, but the letter came out. What did the letter say? Was it not a?
So it was essentially an admission that he knew what he was doing. At the end of that letter, it said, "You're rich," and that was to his fiance. So there were rumors that Aaron knew about this clause. It's there's some legal term for it, but there are rumors that he knew about it and that this was the reason he did it. My company spoke with his lawyer this week, and he obviously shot that down. He says that he's not giving that theory any credibility at this point. Of course he's going to say that, but that's a real possibility. Why else would he do it? I mean, he was non-guilty in his double murder trial.
Yeah.
And he could have appealed his original murder conviction. He probably would have lost, and he might have known that.
I think it's tough.
It's insane.
When you're in jail, you don't see the outside world. You get to see it maybe when you're in the courtroom. And I think it's tough on your psyche to go in there every day and just be like, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? I'm going to be in court. He's been on trial for years now?
Yeah, it would have been 4 years in June. I mean, he was released in June 2013, so he was in prison for almost 2 years, and he probably realized that it, didn't have a good option ahead of him, and this is what he thought was best. I'm not going to say he did it on purpose, but that theory is definitely.
I mean, in a way, he tried to do something good towards the end of his life and help his family out and his kid out.
Yeah, if that's the reason, then more power to him.
Moving on to a little bit lighter topic, but still one of the biggest stories of last week and this week. I love me some Lonzo Ball.
Oh, the ZO2s, baby! Already caught my pair.
I love it. At first I didn't like. It seems kind of hard. Like the guy's coming out and bringing his son everywhere, but this guy's just hustling hard. He's putting shoes out that are way overpriced, and he made one pair that he shot a video with. And by the way, I know the guy who made the video who's going to come on the audio only version podcast, and we're going to talk to him about. I mean, we'll see how he is, but I really like that Lonzo just this is great.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty ambitious. $500 for a pair of sneakers.
$495.
More expensive than any single sneaker on Nike's website. Let that sink in for a second. A guy that hasn't played a game in the NBA yet, let alone he's charging $220 for flip-flops. Slides. He's charging $220 for slides. They're nice, but those cost more than the Kobe's, the LeBrons, Steph Curry shoes. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. But let's think about it this way. A bunch of celebrities and athletes are coming out and posting stuff on their Instagrams and Twitter. The Game did it today. He had a $2,000 order from Big Baller Brand. And he posted, yeah, I just bought these shoes for my son and his friends. And it's basically showing support for an up-and-coming kid and his brand. And we sell out our money to all these high-end brands. And who knows how much I paid for Jordans and how much that guy has taxed me. I'm going to support this type of brand. But those are the only people that can afford them. So maybe that they had that in mind and they're like, oh, let's make some money. And
there's a lot of like shoe heads out there that go crazy over shoes. And the smart thing, I think what he's doing is he's only making a certain amount. He's doing it like Kickstarter. Where like, fund my project. I'm going to go make the shoes. I'm going to have these kids in India or China or something make them for me. And I'm going to these shoes probably cost maybe, I'm going to say on the high end, $50 to make.
Oh, less than that. Probably 20. Probably 20. Who knows? They're not the nicest shoes in the world. And I don't know what the nicest shoes in the world cost to make.
I don't know.
But it can't be that much. It's just some leather.
But he's doing it.
No,
he's making money. And he said his kid's getting all of the money. He's like, I don't need the money. I've heard him on other interviews. I mean, he's doing a good job, but the thing is, it's going to go one way. It's going to either go, these shoes are going to be classics, and this guy's going to be the next Michael Jordan, or he could be a bust, and no one will ever know who he is again after next year.
This entire hype machine with LeVar Ball and Lonzo. Lonzo hasn't said anything, basically, until he released these shoes, and it's all dependent on if he sucks or not. Like, if he goes to the Lakers and he brings the Lakers back, he'll be the next Kobe. Or, he away in Milwaukee somewhere. Who knows? It's all dependent on how he does, and interesting to see what happens because he's a great player. He's a lot of fun to watch, and he was awesome for UCLA. But his dad, I guarantee this was his dad's idea. This is pretty.
Oh, for sure.
This is pretty much along the lines of what he's done since January, making all these outrageous claims, saying he's better than Steph Curry, that himself could take Michael Jordan one-on-one. This is in the same vein of that, and I'm interested to see what happens. They've already made a shit ton of money off of it. So.
Well, I don't know about shit. He said he sold over $250,000 worth of shoes in less than a week. I don't see it getting any higher, but he's going around just doing free press. Everybody wants one. And they're like, come on the show, hang out, do your thing,
totally. Like the biggest thing about those shoes was how much they cost, and they got so much presses off them. Some people are going to buy them, those who can afford them, and then they'll probably dial it back a little bit. But I don't know, it's ridiculous. They're kind of ugly. They're like middle of the road. They're not.
They're not that great. I imagine they're not the best basketball shoes.
Who knows? Like, I'm not a basketball player. I'm a hockey guy.
I know. But I don't think they're good basketball. You see other shoes. There's a lot of padding around it. These seem very like, this is my first time ever making.
Hard to know without walking in them. Who knows? They might be nice, but
no. Come on, Nike spends so long crafting shoes, and this guy just like, hey, here we go.
They make them look nice, but I feel like that's just like a very easy thing for them to do at this point.
All right. Tony Romo, I don't know. I see all these stories coming out. It says he's going to be a pro golfer and announcer. I didn't even know he could play golf. I guess he's been playing golf.
He's a scratch golfer. 0 handicap. You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Tony Romo can do it all. He was an all-state high school basketball player. He recently.
How's this good for his back though? How is he going to play? He couldn't even play in the NFL.
Oh no, he had to stretch out his back a few times on the course the other day. No, he's fucked. Now he tried to qualify for the U.S. Open the other day, and I was following along in classic Tony Romo fashion. He would have a putt for eagle and then 3-putt and then get a bogey.
Classic.
He would choke right at the end. He would have a few good shots and then just blow it right at the end. So classic Tony Romo. He didn't make it, and I think it was just like 51 at-large bids essentially would qualify for the U.S. Open, and he gave it a shot, but he didn't make it.
I like where all these guys are going. It seems like I don't know if they're ending their careers early. Like Tony Romo is what, 36?
Yeah, 37, 38 or something like that.
And then Jay Cutler is how old? I think he's a little younger, like
early 30s, early to mid 30s.
And they're both kind of they're leaving. Jay Cutler just joined Fox, and we got what's his name on CBS. So I don't know if this is the way to do it. Like once you're a big quarterback, other guys try, other like receivers and what's his name, Teddy Bruschi on ESPN. Like these guys like go out there and do their thing, but it's a tough job to get into because you're kind of riding off your personality and fame from football. And if you didn't have much in football, it's going to be a tough job. So I think I feel like you're going to see more quarterbacks and these star wide receivers. Like, I don't know what happened to Calvin Johnson. He just dipped. He's like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
He went on Dancing with the Stars, and he got married, and he's been chilling.
Yeah.
But he made $300 million in his career, So
well, hopefully he saved it.
Yeah, you can't spend that much, but I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, Jay Cutler and Tony Romo, what else were they going to accomplish? It's not like the Cowboys or the Bears are going to win that Super Bowl anytime soon, and they probably realize that they kind of hit their peak, and they might as well get the most out of what they can still do given their fame. I can't wait to see Jay Cutler, to be honest. That guy's a piece of shit. He always has been with the media, but he's got like such a dry sense of humor and this interesting personality. You've seen it with Kristen Cavallari.
Well, I think that's who pushed him towards the TV.
Yeah, totally. I mean, she did
she's that little fame whore.
She markets herself in the best way she possibly can. I think he's going to be great. I don't know about Tony Romo. I feel like he's, a personal guy, and I think he could be good, but Jay Cutler's going to be funny.
Is he going to do color commentary?
Yeah, no. He's on so the thing with Tony Romo, he's their number one team on CBS with Jim Nantz. And that's big time. Those are the big games. Jay Cutler's on Fox's third or fourth team. He's going to be doing the LA Rams versus
that's not third or fourth. That's our number one.
No. Let's be honest. He's going to be doing the worst games in the NFC each week.
Yeah.
Games that nobody puts any time or effort to.
But it'll still be fun to watch.
That's a smart way to do it. Exactly. I'll tune in to hear what Jay Cutler has to say about certain things, because who knows what he's going to say.
And I think in previous years, when guys would leave the NFL, I think it would always take a year or two for them to want to come to broadcasting. When John Gruden quit, I don't think he immediately went to the ESPN booth. I think it was a little while. He's doing that QB camp, and then he's like, all right, I'll do a show. I love John Gruden.
Oh, he's great. He's the best. He's the best one in sports, I think, right now.
Well, on ESPN at least. All right, we're going to play a game. You've never played this game with me before. I'm just going to play this real quick. That's me singing, by the way.
I can't hear anything.
You couldn't hear that at all. It didn't go through.
Didn't go through.
Oh, that sucks. All right. Well, you didn't hear it. Hopefully somebody heard it. All right. So we're playing Bullshit or Believe. I'm going to give you a title or a phrase, something out there, and you're going to say, do you believe it or is it bullshit? Okay.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. Colin Kaepernick may quit football and just do social work or justice work full time.
I believe it, but only because the NFL is blackballing him. I think he wants to play football, but he's not going to get a job because of the press that surrounds him. I think it's a Tim Tebow situation, I think Tebow had such a circus surrounding him, and it's kind of opposite because Tebow was such a good guy, but he did have this media circus that followed him around, and he wasn't the worst quarterback. He won a playoff game, and the same thing goes with Colin. He's going to have so much attention focused on him for what he did. Whether you agree with it or not, it's going to be added media attention to your franchise for not that good of a quarterback. Let's be honest. He probably could be a starting quarterback for maybe 10 teams in the NFL right now, but are they willing to handle the bad press that they get from it from a variety of different places, mainly our president, who basically went out and said, NFL owners aren't signing him because I told them not to, which is absolutely insane. But, these billionaires, a lot of them probably agree with Trump from a social activism standpoint. I don't think it's right. I think Kaepernick should be he should have been signed before a lot of these different quarterbacks, Brian Hoyer, Blaine Gabbert, any of them essentially, but he's not. So he does.
Blaine Gabbert, I think $17 million.
Exactly. Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon. Yeah,
Mike Glennon. That's what I was thinking of. But it's insane. Kaepernick took 49ers to a Super Bowl. And he's not going to get the job, which is.
But it's a weird thing because I think he came out and said this, and I believe it too, but I don't know if this is something that's just kind of parlaying into a bigger career, or is this really whatever. Last week he was giving out suits on the corner of New York City somewhere and helping people out, and standing up for social rights, and it's stuff on the outside looking in. I think he's a douchebag I'm looking at him why? What are you doing? What are you trying to get out of this? And I always feel like there's another motive, and it might be just cynical of me thinking that, but
that he's doing these good things.
It seems like he wants to play in the NFL, and he's trying.
Of course he does.
He started doing, kneeling down during the national anthem, and that was fine. But then he like takes extra steps, and it always seems like he wants more and more press to cover him. And if he just did it and there's no press about it, and maybe
let's be honest, he's a public figure. If he does something, people are going to know about it, and it's going to happen. For instance, with our website, if he does something, we're going to do it because he is a public figure and he has this aura around him now. But I don't think he necessarily asked for it or has an ulterior motive. I think he is genuinely a good person that cares about these people that don't have as many opportunities. Like, for instance, with those suits, he literally had so many suits from his NFL career that were just sitting in his closet, and now he's giving them to recently released prison inmates that are trying to get jobs in the real world. Like, that is a direct impact that he can make based on what he did in football. And he also has all this money, and he can donate to these causes when nobody else is really doing anything and just saying like, oh, I can't believe you knelt down for the national anthem. Like, it is absolutely ridiculous that people criticize him yet don't do anything positive for causes that they support as well.
But it seems if you look back at like his Instagram and everything when he was making that run in the year or two after making the run for the Super Bowl, he's very flat. He's like posting pictures of all the swag he's wearing, these clothes, look at this outfit, look at all this stuff. And you look at other guys and they're never doing anything like that. You don't see Russell Wilson or Tom Brady doing that. So I always felt like there was another motive behind it where he wants that press. He wants to be in the media. And this is him outreaching like, you know what, I'm going to do something good. And it's definitely helping people out. But I'm worried there's another motive there. And I don't know if it's trying to get it back into the NFL or doing something else.
I think he's an athlete first, and he realizes he can do something with that platform. I don't think it's necessarily an ulterior motive. I think he realizes the opportunity he has. He has a ton of money and, you know, the personality and the influence to help people. And I don't know. I'm really optimistic about this because I've seen what he's done since he started kneeling down for the anthem. And if he had just done that and said like, oh, I don't support what's happening in this country, how black people are treated without doing anything about it, I wouldn't have supported as much. But he's actually done a lot of tangible, really good stuff since then. So I'm all on board with Colin Kaepernick. I hope everything works out for him.
One more thing, Snapchat is rolling out on-demand TV, and I don't really. Yeah, I don't.
I'm just really rattled about the most recent update.
What's their new update? I haven't even seen it. I'm gonna log in right now.
Do it. It's so on stories, you can't see how long each person's story is now. It's essentially just you clicking through it, and you'll never know unless you get all the way to the end, which sucks. It's pretty horrible.
No, I think they lost a lot of money. Their report just came out, losing a lot of money. I don't know what their goal is. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
Who knows? I mean, yeah, I have no idea.
Instagram really rattled them.
Yeah, with the story function, they really did. A lot of people are using that a lot more often now. It's crazy.
Breaking up, Connor.
You there?
Your internet is dying. We are live, and you're breaking up. Where are you?
I hear you. You good?
I'm saying I can hear you. Connor.
I got you. I'm here. You're okay. You're a little blurry.
Man.
First world problems.
I know. Seriously. What's happening? I
think we're good though.
You back?
Yeah.
You back? You good? Hello?
We're back,
all right,
baby.
What were you saying about Snapchat? We'll end on a high note and watch some hockey.
I know. Well, you tell me. I don't know anything about this on-demand TV type thing. What is that?
It's going to be in your stories. It's going to be at the bottom, and they're going to do full-length, I think 15 to 30-minute shows. I don't know what they're going to be doing with it. I don't know who's going to be watching on their phone like that. Like, it's very weird to me because I don't think of that Facebook or even Twitter, even though Twitter put out, the NFL last year streaming on their app. I don't think this is going to be something where people are going to watch.
No, I mean, like, I don't watch any of those live stories. I don't take the time. Like, I have enough stories to watch in the first place because I have so many friends. But there's I don't think I would ever watch that type of thing. It just doesn't seem like the best platform for it. But yeah, who knows?
All right, Connor. Good show. We're gonna put this up everywhere. So if you're watching this right now, it's also gonna be in the audio feed. And if you're listening in the audio feed, you can see our pretty faces live. I mean, you got to see this. You really got to witness this. Yeah, so you can go to our YouTube page. I think it's youtube.com/sportshangover, or just go to sportshangover.com. We are there. There's all the links. You can buy the swag, and I'm really upset you're not wearing the swag today, Connor.
I chose a Bills shirt instead. It's my number one allegiance.
You're lucky Bills shirts. All right, good. All right, Connor, good show, and I'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, buddy.